Hi guys and welcome back to another Dot Race video, and today we're going to be reviewing Monster Energy Supercross 6. Massive thank you to my friend Antonio for providing me a code. Without your support this video may have not been possible, so a big thank you to Antonio, and without further ado, let's start the review. Now I'd like to start this review by focusing on two things, and that being the graphics and, extremely importantly, the gameplay itself, the feeling, the responsiveness, and how the bikes handle. And I can proudly say I really love the feeling, the feedback, and the physics within Supercross 6. For the first time in a Supercross game, I have got the confidence to enter berms, to go into whips, to use the rear brake effectively, to start kicking out the rear tyre, and even doing scrubs and showing off for the fans as well. For the first time, it really felt like I could do it on a consistent basis. The bikes are extremely responsive. They feel like they have enough weight, but also light enough to maneuver to make some of the most tightest apexes. And especially for something like with the compound or the free roam, you need to have that ability to be able to move the bike where you need to be. I've always looked at these games as a simulation / arcade. Simulation physics, but with the excitement and fun of an arcade racer to make it a little bit more easier to pick up and play and just simply enjoy. And I've got to say, I am very pleased with the feeling and the feedback here in Supercross 6. Out of all the games, I could say I've played a bit and then decided I'm probably happy now, but I feel like I really want to improve in Supercross 6, and it all comes back to the feeling and the gameplay. I'm very much enjoying that. Now there is of course a few caveats. Not everything is perfect. As far as the bikes go, brilliant. The graphics, I'm quite happy with those. They look great for me. Playing at 4K resolution at 60Hz, everything looks pretty crisp, clear and accurate, I would say. However, there is a minor caveat, but I'm confident that Milestone can fix it. And that, unfortunately, is the AI. The AI in Monster Energy Supercross 6 seemed to be rather weak. Now, I play on the hardest difficulty with the manual settings. However, the AI are at medium difficulty at best. Realistic is simply not competitive enough. I did a video a few days ago in career mode where I actually lapped the field twice on the hardest difficulty. Now, I'm a decent player and I get by. I'm not setting world record lap times, but I could probably compete online. But as regarding the AI on realistic difficulty, it is not a challenge, and that's what will stop players from coming back. If it's not entertaining, it's not exciting, then players have no purpose to play it. So regardless of how great I think the bikes feel, the AI need a tweak, and they need a tweak rather soon to stop players from losing interest. Now, I'm hoping to do my career mode into more detail and to start winning races and being competitive and hopefully championships, but it's not fun or exciting when it's a walk in the park. So I do have fingers crossed that that will be fixed. So I'll be waiting to hear about the next update. But as far as gameplay and graphics go, I'm more than happy. I think people's accusations of the graphics looking like they're from PS3 eras is a completely dumbfounded comment, and it's asinine to think that graphics like these really look like they would be on a PS3 game. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, they're not going to be the greatest of graphics in the world, but it's more than sufficient, and most importantly, it is easy to run. Which is great because it means people with lower end systems can enjoy this game as much as I can with a more higher system. Regardless what system you're going to have a good experience, and that matters a lot because more players playing, more competitive races online, and it only gets better for us all. Now, before we move on, I thought I'd just jump into the photo mode and give you a better look at some of the riders. I'm quite happy with the reflections, the shines and the sheens on the bikes, the movement and the textiles and the clothes, and even some of the dust spray and dirt spray. Now, granted, of course, I would always like more dirt and more mud, but it comes at a cost. The game then becomes harder to run, and maybe then we start losing frames. So for that, I'm quite happy and content with the graphics. But now, I think it's time to move on. Just like any racing game with a career mode, we need to start and create our player. I've created my own already, but I'm just going to show you some features that you can change for now. Change your gender, change your height, where you're from, whatever you want to do, and most importantly, change your number. Of course, your racing number is what you're going to be using throughout the career mode and any sort of racing as well. Now, options for changing customization, there's quite a lot of beards and facial hair, which is always nice because you can differentiate yourself from other players who might happen to choose the same face. And I know as a very small detail, I've always had a moustache and always will have one, so whenever I get an opportunity to put a moustache on a player, I can do so and have that sort of personality that comes with the customization. This might apply to you with a tattoo on your face. Maybe you have an earring in your left or right ear. Whatever it may be, it's a nice addition to have, and it's always good to have some sort of customization like that. However, it's not really there that you're going to be spending more time on. You're going to be moving over to this section. You're going to be looking at the bikes. You can customize these bikes from changing the graphics, upgrading the components or changing the parts, changing the colours as well, so maybe you want a different sprocket colour or maybe you want a different hand grip colour. Entirely up to you. Make that bike yours, providing you have the credits. Credits are earned within the game. It's the in-game currency for Supercross 6, and you can spend them on your bike, so upgrading the handlebars, the exhaust, the seats, or even the front springs. Whatever it is you may want to upgrade, it'll have an effect on the bike. Now, sometimes you do get pigeonholed for picking a certain thing just to make sure you have the maximum power on the bike, but I think that's the same with all games that really have an upgrade system. If you want the best of the best, you have to pick which one is declared the best one in the game. However, you don't actually have to upgrade it to the maximum. It can be entirely up to you. Maybe you only want a small adjustment to try and keep it interesting with the AI, or maybe you want the best. However you spend your credits is entirely up to you. Somewhere I spent probably all of my credits and a bit more was right here choosing the clothing for my rider in the career mode. A plethora of helmets, tons of goggles and plenty of suits. Now, I have seen some of these suits and helmets before in previous Supercross games, but they have never looked this good. Really clean, they look crisp, very happy with the way the items of clothing look in Supercross 6. Spent way longer here than I should have done, and I also spent a lot of credits. Now, if you're like me and you enjoy the customization, you should enjoy the helmet customization. Very easy to use, pick up a sticker or piece, chuck it onto the helmet, manipulate it how you want to, and it's pretty much done. I don't have that artistic ability, so I'm going to chuck a couple of stickers on it and call it a day, just for the purpose of this video. However, if you have that talent, then this is where you need to be. 1,000 layer limit, you can go mad and create your own helmet. However, slight caveat, it is only that helmet to choose from. Sadly, you can't use any of the officially licensed helmets, but just this milestone helmet. Not saying the helmet looks bad, but it's just a shame you can't use the helmet brand that you would prefer. Would like to see an improvement in the future where we can use our own licensed helmets. Now, whether you want to share your design or download others, you can do so within the community section. There's some great helmets on there, but there's also some really bad ones as well, so I'll leave that for you. But once you have decided on your helmet and suit, it's time to enter the career mode. Now, in the career mode, you've got the championships to contend with, but you also need to focus on your rider as well. Having too many bad crashes and moments can knock your rider's shape and could inherit an injury if you're not careful. Now, there is an alternative to that where you can combat that by using your skill points acquired to possibly increase your physical resistance, increase bike control so you won't have a hard landing, increase the braking ability or cornering, and even your scrub abilities. Each one of these abilities are upgradable and can be upgraded to a maximum of 6 times. Now, a small feature within Supercross 6 is the journal. This is an opportunity for you to see your career objectives, and it's such a small thing, but I love it. It will bring back so much replayability for this career mode. To try and get all the objectives done is something I'm looking to do, and it just makes me wish that this feature was within the other milestone bike games. Now, continuing the theme from the career mode, you have the opportunity of going to the Supercross Park, and that is your coach, Jeremy McGrath. Of course, we all know who that is, and to have him voice acted in the game is such a pleasant feature. I do approve of having legends within the game. Now, Jeremy McGrath does have a purpose here. He is featured as the coach for the game, and you have to complete coaches' quests. These coaches' quests are obtained by doing certain things throughout the career mode, and once you have achieved them, you then get a special quest from the coach himself. So this is what I've done already. I was tasked to find 5 collectibles before the time ran out. Nothing too difficult or strenuous, but something that kept me on my toes nonetheless, and I like these little things, just small things that keep the game from being monotonous and just the same career mode. Love this feature, and I'll definitely be coming back to doing these after I've earned enough of the objectives. So I mentioned earlier about upgrading your rider, and now this is the place where you can earn those upgrades. This is the training part of the career mode. 5 different categories, 10 challenges within each one, gives you a chance to earn many, many stars, about 150 in total. Now each one of these vary from being a showmanship, doing scrubs and whips for the crowd, overtaking, having a perfect start, and so on. Now these challenges can be quite difficult, hence the term challenge, which is a pleasant addition. Now not all of them are, but most of them can be, so make sure you're on your best behaviour when you attempt one of these. Now bear in mind you only get 3 attempts per race weekend, so you can't actually just cheese them and do them all in one go. You have to continue your career mode and keep coming back here to complete them. Very enjoyable challenges, a great part of Supercross which will again keep you coming back for more. So regardless whether you're a grizzled Supercross veteran or a newcomer to the sport, the Supercross Academy is a great place to be within Supercross 6. Having introductory lessons, learning about bike control, the bends, the whoops, when to whip and when to use a scrub is a great addition to Supercross 6. Now I have actually done all of these in one full video yesterday, so if you want to see more about how to learn and how to tackle some of these objectives, you can watch that video upon the completion of this one. Now there is a few parts of the Supercross Academy that have actually helped me since, that being personally how to really get the right scrubs and whips. I felt like the opportunities which were given helped me learn more about when to use a scrub and when to use a whip. So as far as the training goes, I think it's a fantastic addition which I would highly, highly recommend. Now there's something else I recommend, and that is the SX Park within Supercross 6. I love this free roam area. I never thought I would say that because usually I find it's an afterthought and I don't particularly care for a free roaming area. But this one is highly crafted with a lot of personality. Undulation, quarries, inside stadium parks, and just a whole area for you to discover and explore with even collectibles to find. I really like this compound area and I cannot believe how much I do. This is a part which I'll continuously come back to. I found I've learned a lot about my own experiences and my own skills by being in a situation where fast corners are approaching, undulation, long jumps, ruts, berms, you name it, and even dynamic weather to keep you on your toes. Very much enjoy the free roam, and even at the very least you only play this game for the free roam, then you're not going to have a bad time. I honestly recommend wholeheartedly for the SX compound. Now if the tracks already within the game aren't really sating your appetite, then you can come here to the track editor. Now as I've mentioned earlier, I don't have the artistic ability for the helmets, and I also don't have the design acumen to make a decent track. So I'm going to make this very brief one just to show you and just show you what to do, but ultimately this is the tool for the players who can use it. There is some great replications of real tracks and even fantasy tracks already on the community section. And if you want to make something, go ahead and share it with the community. It's as simple as piecing it all together and then getting the AI and yourself to validate it to make sure it actually works. Well then guys, I think that's it for this review. I do hope you enjoyed, and I do hope this has influenced your decision whether to buy or to avoid. Whatever you decide to do, that's entirely up to you, but as long as you enjoyed the video, that's all that really matters. Final few thoughts and comments I would like to mention, just in case you weren't aware, is that Supercross 6 is based on the 2022 AMA Supercross season. So if you were expecting the latest bikes, riders and teams, you will be a little bit disappointed. Just wanted to make sure there was clarity there and transparency, just in case you weren't aware of the situation. Final thought for the multiplayer gamers out there. Multiplayer seemed fine, had a good few races online, connection was solid and there was no signs of any hackers, at least not yet, so as far as I'm concerned multiplayer was pretty decent. But I guess that's it then. So my final thoughts and verdict of Supercross 6 is very positive. If the AI is fixed and they are more competitive and more robust, I would possibly say that Supercross 6 is my favourite Supercross game to date. The graphics, the feeling, the sensation, and most importantly the responsiveness of these bikes keeps it in contention for my favourite Supercross bike game yet. But upon that note guys, that's it from me. I really hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, let me know in the comment section down below. If I have influenced your decision, positive or negatively, also let me know. And finally, if you enjoyed this one, be sure to hit the like button and consider subscribing as well. If you want to become a member of the Dr. Ace Pit Crew, you can do so by clicking the join button on the channel. But apart from that guys, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite sate your appetite, then why not watch some more Dr. Ace content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single